Well, it's been about the whole summer now, and now we're into a month into fall. I have not done an update on my shop videos here. Been too busy working on stuff to actually stop and pay attention to what I've gotten done. I'm standing at the back wall at the power box, and this is what my shop looks like right now. Mike is over here helping me. Last time he was over here helping me, we got all my packing materials, boxes, and bubble wrap and packing peanuts. We could put those all on top of this bathroom space here. And today we've got a bunch of stuff I'm calling cold storage stuff. A lot of it's summer clothes and just random things that I'm not going to be selling, random materials and whatever. And they're going up on top of the roof here of the office. The office roof doesn't have any insulation, so I also saw it. Putting a bunch of stuff on top of here wouldn't be bad for keeping it a little bit warmer. But yeah, I had some of this particle board stuff that Micah helped me recover from his dad's shop. When his dad moved into his new shop, he threw this stuff out, and I was supposed to take it to the dump, but I wound up keeping it. Anyway, now we're using it to put on top of these rafters to put stuff on top of. And the roof up there was filthy. Probably hadn't ever been cleaned in the entire 50 years of this building. But Micah got up there and cleaned it, and now what we're doing is there was a bunch of stuff in this corner here. That's all that's gone on top of the roof there. And right now what we're going to do is we're putting these pallets out here, and we're going to stack up the organs that we've gotten on these pallets. This is about one of the driest spots in the shop. I don't know if I've gone through with you yet. As far as how this place gets a little wet, you can see through the roof there. It drains and drips right there and tends to go along the floor that way a little bit. It's a little bit here too, but it usually follows its way to the wall. Anyway, this is about the driest spot, and I've learned not to put anything directly on the floor, put everything on a pallet. So pallets are gonna go here, and then I've got 5 or 6 organs, and those are gonna get moved and stacked on top of those and put into storage until I can use them. But yeah, and then, so what we're doing is when we're moving these organs out of the way here, and then this fridge is actually going to wind up sitting outside because I don't think anybody's going to bother stealing it. And even if they did, that would be kind of a favor. then the car, which is right now stuck in here, is going to come out. I actually want it to be outside the shop because I'm having the police and their theft bureau come by to make sure it's not stolen. It's not stolen, but I have to get a title bond for it, and it's part of the process. And I want them to have the best access to it. I think I'm actually going to have to start it and even put it in gear and move it a little bit too. So I didn't want to mess around with that in the shop. I wanted to be doing that outside. So that's about where we're at. Right now I'm going to move this other pallet over there next to the other one. Then we're going to start moving these organs and stuff.
They're all going over there.
Yeah, they're all going over there. And a couple of them are going to stay up front here because they're going to wind up leaving. And yeah, this pile of stuff back behind here we're going to get organized too. And yeah, I'll come back here and do another clip once we get much more of this stuff done. Here we are at the end of October 2020, and just thought I'd go over my shop. I've been working really hard all summer and into the fall here, and I just thought I'd go over the absolute state of my shop as it sits right now. So you may have seen this one here first. This is my 76 Dodge D100. This is my daily driver, and she's been out of commission now for about I guess a little bit more than a month. She needs brake work, and I was injured for a little while and I couldn't get it done, but she's gonna get fixed here real soon, and she runs good. I mean, I start her up and move her around every couple of days just to make sure she stays current. Right next to her here is my 71 Dodge D300. This is a conversion by Thomas. It's a Mighty Mite, what they call it. It's a very, very short bus, and just recently got the title work filed for all that. Gonna get my North Carolina title in my name, and it is titled as a HC, or what they call a home coach. The previous owner had it converted from a bus to essentially a mobile home or a RV. The home coach seems to cover both of those. Anyway, so that's as soon as I get my paperwork for that, I'm going to start fixing this thing up. You can see that this side got washed and the other side didn't. Got a little junk sitting outside here, and then I've got my 73 Duster here. Now this one right here, I've had a little bit of trouble with the title so far. Guy I bought it from, the title was filled out to him, but he had never filed it. And then we kind of been back and forth texting, trying to set up a time to meet at the DMV, and he's been kind of blowing me off. And then recently he blocked my my texts, and I had to go and talk to the License and Theft Bureau, and luckily an officer there has got my back, and he's going to make sure this thing turns out right. But yeah, as soon as I get the confirmation on that, I can throw some more money on this guy and get it finished up. I've already done a bunch of work to it. The brakes have been completely redone. Master cylinder, shoes, shoes, drums, hardware, freaking everything. New gas tank, rebuilt carburetor. I deleted the AC, not because I'm stupid, but the compressor was already gone. And I don't really care about AC anyway. I still have all the parts and stuff, but it still needs a new radiator or the one I have rebuilt. I have tires for it, and I gotta get those put on there. And I'm gonna repaint it the original color. But yeah, so there's that. And like I said, I still got some random bits out here. Gotta give the lawn one last fall mow. But outside the shop isn't really as important as the inside. I'll take you guys inside and show you what's going on in there. You'll have to excuse there's a little bit of mess going on. You know, things are in flux, and you know, I'm only one guy here working on things one at a time. I do have my buddy Micah able to come over every once in a while and help. So you can see right here, I had some trouble. I had another issue where it flooded during a heavy rain. So I had to rethink this drainage ditch here, and I'm about halfway done with it. I've dug it back out, and I'm putting in this drainage. This piping has got perforations in it. I'm going to perforate it even more, and instead of putting wood chips on top, which were just washing away when it rained, I'm going to put in some gravel. So it's got good drainage. And then at the very end, I'm digging a large pit and then a drainage trench, because past the building, the hill goes downhill, but it goes uphill just a little bit here, and that's where the water was getting stuck. That's why it was filling up, going there, and then backing up here. So you can see right here, I've got these sandbags. They're not full of sand. They're full of this gel that when it gets wet, it expands like crazy. Like, even though this thing is only like, I don't know, maybe an inch thick right there, when it gets wet, it gets like 4 inches thick. And the flooding that I had was very mild. It wasn't like it, you know, gushed in here. It was probably a ½ inch to an inch of water at the most. And that's at the surge. So these things filled up should be totally block it. But even with that, I'd rather not have to worry about that. I'd rather just have the trench and the drainage correct so that I don't have to worry about it at all. And eventually I'm going to put some rain barrels here and catch me some rain. Haven't gotten around to that. Lots more plans than I've had time to execute them. That's going to be a big deal here coming up soon. I'm going to make that into a little camper. And I'm going to do it here before it's too cold. So a lot of that will be happening soon. All right, it's dark in here, but I'll go ahead and show you. You've got my shelving here, which is full of amps and stuff. I've got my next set of shelves, which has got tubes and transformers and parts and stuff in it. And I've got a lot of, they're hiding it here, but I've got a lot of finished projects, like this little single-ended stereo, this little a signal tracer made into a guitar amp, this little Tiger amp, which is a toy amp made into a more professional style, almost like an effects pedal. I've got this 2-channel mic pre made from an Ampex. And then I've got all kinds of other stuff around here. Tools and such. This is my area where, my living area, I guess. I've got a fridge here and a cooler And then I've got a little gas stove, and this is where I make my breakfast and stuff. And I got another little storage thing here. This has got mostly my my Yamaha stuff and some other tube projects. It's a little bit disorganized right now. My main desk, where I've got my main computer, and you can see it's very cluttered, full of remnants of many projects right now. Oh, check it out. Here's one of the little neighbor dogs. I don't know their names. I made the mistake of giving them a little snack one day, and now they come by all the time. But they're nice and sweet, and they're not very forceful, so I give them a little treat. This is my secondary desk, which I do a lot of filming at. You can see it's got lights set up, and I've got this piece of paper down to kind of, make like a little barrier. Oh, there's the other little dog. Hey, pups. I'll get you a little treat in a minute. I got to do this film first. And then, this is my secondary area, and this is where I like to film things that I'm working on. And I do my soldering there too now. And let's see, in here, a lot of storage going on. Got my wood storage going on over here. I've got a bunch of what I call cold storage up top there. Let's see if you can see what you can see. Mostly stuff that I don't need access to easily. I can just kind of stuff it back there. Things that won't be for sale or whatever. Some artwork by my friend Maud. Got a lot of this stuff actually, and I love it. Some more wood. This is floor paneling for the bus / RV. This big white thing here is my trailer, which is eventually going to get converted into its own little mobile workshop. You can see right here beside it, I've got a lot of the materials. Actually, these materials are meant for the bus. Over here, I've got some food storage, some more paintings, more mod paintings. Got my bookshelves for reading. This is where I'm sleeping right now while the weather's warm. When the weather gets colder, that's probably not going to work so well, so I'll figure something else out. I've got my little seating area with my secondary computer. Now this computer is mostly for editing and stuff. It's an older computer that I keep completely off the internet. It's still got lots of power, and I run older software. So, I do audio and video editing on that thing. Got my little water filter there. You can see my Berkey, another mod painting, Mopar Racing poster. This is the bathroom, and you've seen me do a video where I convert the toilet, and there's a sink right there, which functions as my bathroom and my kitchen sink at the moment. Let's see, right next to that here, I've got a pile of organs. I've got a Con solid state organ on the end there. That's probably the least desirable of the bunch. And sitting on top of it is my postal meter scale for shipping stuff. This one right here is a Hammond chord organ. All the rest of these are tube-based, except for this other Hammond in the front here. But that's a solid state Con, probably from the late 70s, early 80s. This is a chord organ from the 50s, Hammond. Then I've got another Hammond here. I believe it's an M111. I'm not positive on that, but it's a later 70s model, maybe late 60s, early 70s. But it's still tube. It's one of their last tube models. It's got reverb and all kinds of other cool stuff. Next to that here is, I think it's an M100. This is an earlier model, than this one next to it here, but still very similar. They changed the way that the switching works and everything, and the woodwork is completely different. In the front here, I've got a mid to late 70s, maybe even early 80s solid state Hammond. Now this one's got it all. This one's got a built-in drum machine. It's got the pedals for a bass line. It's got the dual keyboards. It's got all the effects, the reverb, and everything. This thing's very cool, and it's got a very analog synth sound to it. I love it. I mean, it's not tubes, but I mean, it is something totally different and very cool. I'm going to wind up giving that to a friend for a gift. Like I said, there's the M100. I've got my table saw here, which I still haven't even opened up yet. Sorry, Dad. I will open it as soon as I need it. I just have not had the need yet. with so many other things going on. This here is, man, I want to make sure that I got the name right. This came from Canada, and I believe the build date on it was 1895. I'll have to double check on that. What is it? Richmond Jones and Sons, Berry Street, Liverpool. I think that's Liverpool in Canada. I don't think it's in England. I mean, it might be. That might be the dealer or whatever, but it says here Bell Guelph, and it says Organ and Piano Company, Ontario, Canada. So that's who made this thing. Like I said, that might be a dealer's mark or something, but this is before electronics. This thing is a pump organ, and it uses all these drawbars above the key bed to pull different reeds and stuff, and you pump it with your feet. And then it's also got these little knee switches right here, which are kind of interesting. They function as like a sustain pedal. Since your feet are busy with the pumping, you can use that for sustain. It does not work very well, but it is still beautiful. And my plan is, I have a friend who's a musician, and we are going to convert this thing into like an all-in-one performance device. We're going to put a MIDI controller keyboard where the key bed is there. We're going to put a monitor screen in the opening there that I guess used to have a mirror. We're going to put speakers on the sides here, I think. And the guts are going to hold a computer and probably some effects and whatever. At the bottom, we're going to put bass pedals and effects units for switching or whatever. It's going to be crazy. I've got pages and pages of notes on the conversion, and you'll definitely see that pop up here as a project soon. And that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be what he takes on the road with him to tour. Now this top part does come off, and that'll definitely be key to us moving this thing around successfully. And it's not terribly heavy considering how big it is, because like I said, it doesn't have any electronics in it. It's just a bunch of mechanical stuff and bellows. Got a bunch of random stuff. Got some tools here. I've got a drill press and this saw. Now this saw I got at the same time that I got the table saw from my dad, and I have used the heck out of this saw. This saw has seen a lot of work so far. Got a bunch of other random stuff. Got the big old exhaust fan, which is great. Pulls fresh air into this place all the time. I've got some more stuff that's going to go into the camper. This big dual sink, and this set of this cabinet here is going to be probably flipped over and used to hold the sink. Bunch of tools, and then I've got a bunch of car parts over here that I need to go ahead and list. Mostly Mopar stuff. Then over here you can see I've got my storage for a bunch of my amps and parts. Stuff needs to be cleaned up. It's starting to get a little moldy just from the moisture from this summer. It was a very wet summer. These shelves are going to wind up getting moved to the back of the building because I'm going to turn this area into a more dedicated woodworking area. Got some more storage. A lot of these boxes, the ones that aren't very heavy, are going to go up on the roof. The heavy ones are going to get stacked on top of those organs you saw. These are the tires for the duster you saw. And then these two organs, I've got an H100 and another M100. And those both work, so those probably aren't going to get the chop. The ones in the back are all going to get chopped up and made into different things, like some guitar amps, some synthesizers, whatever. You know, I got all of these organs for free, believe it or not, all of them, totally for free. Most of them work. Most of them still need work, even though they do work. But they're going to get made into much cooler stuff than organs. And the ones that are really, really nice are going to get kept as organs. So don't worry, I'm going to keep the best ones and then use the other ones for parts. I got my fridge here that's going to get made into a plant propagator at one point. You know, I'm going to be doing some hydroponic vegetables and stuff, and I'll be doing all the babies and stuff in that thing. I got a some sound deadening equipment. You can see the red and white thing back there. And then I got my rain barrels, which need to be deployed. The whole place is still a little bit cluttered, but heck, it's a workshop, not a gallery. So you have to expect things are going to be a little bit like that. But there we are, here at towards the end of October 2020. And yeah, workshop is coming together. I'm getting lots of work done here, and that's really the important part. You know, it's working out for me. And yeah, so that's just it. That's the update, and I got to get back to work here, y'all. See you in the next one.